Prepare for battle. "30 seconds to battle. The battle begins."
Десятина!
Just TPs too, and then you're stuck with the lane after they've already met.
Будь хитрее! Подлечись! First blood. First blood with a poison twist.
Control's actually pulling the wave. So you can't actually do this anymore. What Mind Control tried, he tried to pull the hard camp from the safe lane.
Yeah.
The range.
It's too far to walk, right?
Yeah, usually you pull the range creep because the range creep had larger range aggro, but unfortunately that's not the case. Can't get that little mini.
It's like Mind Control and try and contest PPD.
Oh,
I don't know if this
dear.
will work. There's multiple stuns available here. He's going to body block to begin with the Mud Golem. Still has the stun available, so here she comes in. Still a long time for the extra stun. Zai needs to get in range for that fade, the good vision up the hill. And okay, Miracle just lends it mirror. Mind Control. Oh, okay. Turns for the fight. Ain't gonna happen. And Miracle's just like, screw this, I'm out. He's gonna go all the way down.
О чем это я?
And go into a Broodmother. Certainly not with an Enchantress in the lane, but Mind Control is actually just following him. He's trying to play
GH
support.
is now running towards the top. We're actually looking at a really a 3-position GH.
Oh, but
which
look,
is going
they
to
cut off
make this
GH.
kill work even better. PPD and Zai rotate in over, but Tomoman can try and slow him down. But when that Golem is, he'll have 2 stuns, so GH has to hide in the trees. He wants to Illuminate spam something out, and he'll end up killing off one of the Golems.
Oh, bottom lane, they're going for high cat purification on cooldown too.
This time he can't just TP out away from this one. Miracle gets in a better position. Wave of Terror for negative armor. You can purify up a little bit. Deny?
They don't
Potentially?
really have
Oh,
the
wow.
distance. They can't do anything.
Mind Control has stick charges for
is
stun,
under attack.
but he's going to Wave of Terror to begin with. He can always mango if he wants to use the stun, but that ain't going to happen. Pycat will retreat safely.
Oh man, this just puts such weird pressure on the lanes. These supports on the side of Optic are kind of free to go wherever they want because Liquid are constantly having you dance
Dire's
around.
tower is under attack.
Yep. He just got Brood picked 5th.
Yep.
There is some good ways to deal with it, but only if you can keep him alive. But Zai, as well as PPD, they just enter into GH's lane and say, wait, no, this is actually our lane. Get out. And this will allow Broodmother to take that tier 1 tower up on top. Early injection of money coming the way of Optic from this.
And it's not like they're like, kill here.
It's not gonna be enough.
Tower is
And
under
now he's
attack.
Yeah. Zai just actually CC gets the glory for that kill with the assist of Zai.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is a lot better gaming for Optic. You know, I'm almost feeling like Optic and Naviing team. Hey, we picked Enchanters. We're gonna rotate really well. We got ourselves a good off laner that's gonna play well too, and then people are able to follow through with the draft.
yeah, it's like GH's Keeper of the Light, this weird attempt at making him kind of the core to match up against Broodmother. It doesn't even beat the Broodmother because Broodmother will
Wait,
never just
what?
leave her babies in lane constantly.
I'm like, did Zai not see this? And now stuns, Hadouken available, and PPD's base attack will get the last hit in.
And the rotation comes out from Liquid. Those two supports are like, okay, this is all going terrible. Let's just try and gank the SF here. But
Wait,
the
what?
SF is jumping.
Yeah, CCNC has already backed out. He's got one. He's waiting for the 5-minute shrine, which is when he'll get all of his mana back again. And PPD and Zai, they've just set up. Actually, no, I almost want to take this back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Always do this with his
yes.
Enchantress, would always come in and just assault. You know, bring a +1 with him, find as many stuns as possible, and then just zone out the top lane. And normally he'd just win the lane by himself, but adding a Broodmother effect to this is just seems to
Dire's
amplify
top
the
tower
issue.
is under
Look
attack.
at this. He's got so many golems, and he just jacked the seat creep as well. So if they can bring that back, if they can get some sort of pick off here, if they can catch GH, then they'll use the siege wagon, take the tier 2 very quickly. And if Liquid choose to bring, you know, like this extra hero top lane, well, this frees the supports up to go ramp on mid, go to even bottom lane if he wants. He can put some pressure on Miracle. Pycat is suffering inexperience. He's been zoned out by the tri-lane that was happening from Liquid, so this is one of the upsides for Liquid so far. Not too much higher experience supports.
Десятина!
This is a really good obs and sentry ward out from Liquid. They're able to watch every movement from PPD. But some of them wants to kill over on Zai, and they're going to get it. Zai really caught inside the lane. No way to really throw mind control around after being magic missiled up. He wants the regeneration rune, thinking of the denial. But some of them will find that kill, and all GH is doing is just sitting up in the trees. Luminate spam, push back 33, get some money, get some levels more importantly, because he needs those higher points up in the Illuminate to properly defend the tier 2 tower.
Yeah,
He's almost there.
Look at his CS right now. He's only 25 and 0, and that's with getting Ruthing killed.
25 and 0, his net worth is 1750. He's practically half of Broodmother.
Yeah. And Broodmother will now take over the entirety of that dire jungle, so he can both constantly threaten this tower, and like GH is there blasting, whatever, just go farm some neutrals.
Yep. This is the time when you wish you had like the battle pass for fantasy points. So you put GH in your list for the amount of CS that he's able to achieve. Because my control's walking around and he's only just managed to leech level 3 7 minutes in from Miracle's lane.
I'll tell you, Toby, every moment after like December was a moment that I wished I had the battle pass.
I think the world wishes they had the battle pass. I'm sorry, we're not allowed to have seasonal activities anymore. GH is going to die. Maybe an there from Kuro, but okay. The Nightmare's on 33 after he's thrown out the spawn spiderlings, and potentially he can keep pushing in. Kuro, no! Oh, support life is hard. Meanwhile, Zai, he'll go down on bottom. CCNC's really low. Terrorblade picks up the double kill. He's already committed the thunder. Needs a distance from Pycat, so no more purification. Magic Missile will allow this to happen. And with a body block from Mind Control, Miracle will get a triple kill. That will make up for the top lane as he got the big ones too.
That was beautiful.
The forest
Miracle
cliffs.
really played that so well with the reflection slowing him down, even turning around and just kind of like taunting me on the just that little extra bit. It's actually Liquid, despite them getting stomped by this Broodmother, and every single time you look at the top lane, it's like, this is disaster.
On the steps of the fountain, he dies.
You remember that joke we made about like, oh, you know, like the only way you could stay safe is inside your fountain? Well,
Yeah.
apparently, well, joke's on you, Liquid.
Just look at the, like, the
Dire's
perfect
structures are
spider web go
fortified.
all the way through the Dire base when the tier 2 tower is still alive.
Dire's
But
top tower is
they
under
need to hit.
attack.
Like, it's crazy. You miss one Illuminate from the Keeper of the Light, and the Spiderlings have more than enough life to dive underneath the towers. And that's how all that began. GH threw out one blast, and 33 was like, all right, opening time. And now opening, we dodge the blast, trigger a drum charge, and here we go again. And Nightmare Hunter 33, and he's away from the spider webs. GH has to do that. He has to run south and get away from the webs. It's the only way to survive.
So if we're only focusing on top lane, Optic is destroying Liquid. But if you look at all the other lanes, they're actually not that far up. They're only up by 2k right now with a huge tower advantage because they've taken both the tier 1 and tier 2 top lane. So I just want to, you know, kind of bring that up just because it is
Bring
pretty
things in
intense.
perspective,
Yeah,
like-
let's get a little bit of perspective because Liquid, they're getting trashed in the lanes because of a Brood Mother, and it looks like they are going to be able to head Rubik here.
Yeah, Zai, he's sticking down to Tumberman as, no, he's not. He'll end up surviving and salving up. At the same time, PPD was having a little bit of fun with Kuro in the back line. But the Tornado Creep has arrived in mid, so Tumberman's life is now absolutely miserable.
Liquid understand that they are tanking the laning phase, and they're tanking the Brood Mother lane really, really hard. They're just trying to basically avoid that entire subject and just focus on the fact that, look, Miracle's still getting farm as the Terror Blade. We're still doing okay on Viper farm as well. So we can still fight Optic. We'll deal with this Brood Mother
Dire's
problem
middle
at another
tower
day.
is
If
under
Viper can
attack.
survive it, you still have a couple of answers. Like the Illuminate's was the primary thing that GH needed to get higher in. Like he understood that. But Matoman's also got a small counter himself through the Nether Tox, having that as an AoE. They can hold the high ground against 33. The question is just how much they're going to be pulled back. If one of the other lanes from Optic actually went their way too, then this game would probably be going as fast as game 1. But that doesn't happen. In fact, the next pressure should be coming in from Miracle soon, as he does have that level 3 Metamorphosis just itching to be used.
This is really annoying. The GH is doing this smart. He really fast pushed up this top lane and went past the webs. Brood Mothers hate it when you do that. When they push the lane past the webs, he's just going to be trying to ease the pressure of the Brood Mother lane as much as possible. But Brood Mother can go outside his lane now. He can start invading mid. This is what Brood Mothers do best, is I think they control 2 lanes at a time. Mid as well as one of the side lanes. Then you're going to see 33 start doing that.
This is just... It's disgusting to see as a 5th pick. But I'm also interested to see like Team Liquid. Like you know Kuro's got a plan for this one. They were joking around still, Team Liquid, after the Brood Mother got picked up, so they understand what they're into. So either they're joking around saying, yeah, this will be quick and we'll get to game 3, or they actually understand there is a defend this. So Zai's gonna die pretty quickly. The mid tower was being attacked. Quick stun out onto Kuro. PPD's trying to make sure they can't just farm up his wave. 33 is making his move once more. Kuro has to self Nightmare. Only way to survive this. The Spider, one of them will take it off, allowing 33 to get the last hit, but now 33 got out of his underneath the Nether Toxin. He's back into the now, but the damage is still enough. Tumberman will end the 5 mega kill streak, and they swap Zai in. Didn't this all begin with the death of Zai? And it will end with
Dire's
as
bottom
well.
tower is under attack.
Critical error there. That was a good amount of gold as well as experience, being able to get that Brood Mother kill. 33, just a little bit of mid-micro. If he just stayed and kept his hero inside of the web that was next to the tree, and then just thrown his Spiderlings out at the support hero, then he was perfectly fine. But unfortunately, got out of his own web, couldn't get back in fast enough.
That issue of trying to just change lanes and not having all the webs set up, because he's still got 3 webs sitting inside that top lane on, well, I say inside the top lane, inside the Dire base. So there are paths for him to move through jungle, around the mid, and then up to the top, but Team Liquid have shown they got a little bit of bite in them. They can still fight back when that Yasha arrives out for Tumberman. You got now a 4-staff as well for Keeper of the Light. GH going for his old standard kind of thing, which is to have that Aghanim Scepter as quickly as possible.
It's a very clear plan from Liquid. This is like this top half of the map. It's like the quarantine. You know, like nobody goes in there. It's just disease. No one goes in, and they're just focusing on making sure they don't lose their mid tower. I think their mid tower is so important to being able to control this game, make sure the Brood Mother doesn't take over most of the map.
Is this why Miracle's like just farming up Radiant Jungle, preparing more illusions, ready for a push in 8 seconds when Metamorphosis comes off cooldown, or when PPD walks into him? That would also work, but PPD Walks back the other way. Mind Control gives the vision. They get a little bit of a quick slow. They need a follow-up stun. A Miracle, well, you know he wants to push. You know he wants this tier 1 tower. So they kill off PPD nice and quick. No support is really here yet. Zai in through the back lines with the Fade Bolt.
Again, Viper destroys the Enchantress now, being able to break. That attack speeds.
CCNC, he needs to help out Zai. So much damage. The GA is here. Mind Control will already take a fall, and CCNC can go to work. He's right on top of Tubman. A Yule Scepter up. It's allowing CCNC to prep ball. Will it? No, it's not. It's Kuro with the Fiend's Grip, trying to buy space, but not enough. 33's in through the rear, so goodbye, Kuro. It's not like he's died enough times. He's 0 for 4 now on this Bane.
When they were playing defensive, it was how they were able to kind of lure the Broodmother into bad situations. But when Liquid start pushing a little bit too far forward, the wraparound from the Broodmother becomes all the more effective. So, unfortunately, that does mean they're going to lose their tier 1 tower as a result. They're really hoping to be able to keep that one for as possible, especially since Miracle has struggled to be able to take away that tier 1 safe lane tower on the bottom.
That's a fantastic observer ward behind the tower. It's allowing them to know exactly when to pull the spot away from GH. Now, when they can go on Mind Control. A quick blinding line as GH triggers up the ultimate. Illuminate once more, so Optic will back out. A lot of safety. They took the smoke of the CD. It's on cooldown for 1 more second, but you know after they get in this wave, they're definitely going to be looking for a fight. Or are they? They're actually splitting 4 different ways.
Coin of the realm.
So, fight no more. Miracle to farm. Miracle to build Radiance.
Docs, I'm gonna need a stat that breaks down that. Oh, they caught CCNC.
Yeah. GH brought Kuro up to the top. They need vision. They need the grip.
Oh no!
The Nightmare was starting to be channeled.
That was so important. Get a kill like that. Oh dear.
That would have bought him so much space as well. But it's still working. Like, okay, top lane fight happens. It brings the attention of everyone up there. Miracle just needs 20 gold. And he actually has the relic, which means Radiance is up. They have more of a passive way to deal with that Broodmother. And it's not like there's easy answers as well to that Radiance.
So, does the Terrorblade, is he able to stand in the Broodmother?
It's a smoke.
A jury of my
He broke the smoke and picked up an illusion ring. But this tier 1 tower is getting completely nailed.
That's okay. I think Liquid at this point in time, they just try and swap it out. They go for pushes of their own. They just always be on the opposite side of the map as Optic, as often as possible.
And, then just let GH do the delay. Okay, well,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, he stole Chakra. That's not actually a bad ability for Rubik to steal. He probably would have preferred the Illuminate for the push, but enabling your other heroes after the life of the support.
Yeah.
Tubman's almost taken out that top tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Broods onto the mid.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, I think they definitely saw PPD plant that board. Mind Control's got a sentry up his sleeve.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And every single time they move like that is they move the spiders away. It's like they just planned that ward perfectly behind the tower to know when the Illuminate's coming from GH. And he's gonna find him. Pick him up, go for the fight, but Tubman's down low, and Pettis out there from PPD and the GA. Tubman knows there's not a lot of damage he can do. CC and will survive through it. So Viper down for 43 seconds.
That was almost super clutch by Mind Control. He almost stopped the channeling of the ultimate twice. Once with a swap and then the magic missile was just a little bit slow. If he doesn't get off that ultimate, then maybe the Viper actually kills the SF in return.
Top lane, having a bit of a fight. CCNC will go up. Miracle wants the kill here. And Miracle's going to claim it. It's solo. Even just from Radiance burn, CCNC just die until Pycat's going to arrive. A little extra spill damage. Miracle now going to stun her onto Pycat. That last attack able to do the damage through the repel. No GA to protect him from that physical damage, and TP out before PPD and Zion are able to arrive to help.
And this is giving space for GH to be able to quickly push out bottom lane. They may actually get the tier 1 tower as a result. Now, Optic are probably just maybe thinking about Roshan here pretty soon, since they do have such good control of the map as it is.
If they have 1 point up and untouchable, this may be a little bit better for him, but he's gone 0-4-4-1.
Yeah. It's a Viper, man. What you gonna do?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
Oh, 33's gone in.
fortified.
Trying to go onto Roshan as the Orchid doesn't have a Blightstone Deso, so this isn't going to help him out. Now 33 moving towards the mid lane. Mind Control does not want to be here, and in fact, he'll sacrifice himself. Orchid it up. Bought this will tell him just to retreat. Wave of Terror, this will help. Negative armor now onto Roshan.
Has fallen.
That was pretty. How decisive he made that. Mind Control's just like, I'm giving up my life. Mind Control should play more support. He's got an instinct for it.
I know how to die. GH is now actually he's only 1,000 gold away from having his Aghanim Scepter. This has been quite good for him. Miracle's made a lot of space as well inside the Radiant jungle. They want to try and fight on the bottom. A quick Fiend triple duo from Kuro as Omni Knight lost in. The Aegis Immortal is in the hands of 33, but the alert. Oh no! It's a Yule Scepter defends him up to the end. Okay, yeah, they'll kill him with a brain tap. Kill is a kill.
And they just keep going.
Yep.
Keep forcing it. Keep going for this tier 2. Only depends
under attack.
once Optic attempt to go for high ground. And honestly, I don't think their team feels very comfortable at high ground whatsoever.
No.
It's going to be an SF banging on the tower. Sometimes it's going to be the Broodmother, but with GH kind of always there, it's tough to be able to get easy damage with him.
This is so good for GH as well. Like the amount of money he's received by just sitting on this bottom lane. Like, we always looked at him at TI and said, okay, how the old eyes? Okay, well, GH, sorry, you're dead, man. Buy what you can. Try and force stuff and make him work for it. Sure, Manalix on the way out. No. But we always sat there at TI and said, how does this man get so much farm? And it was always with the Trinity cam stack. But this time around, it hasn't even been that at all. Kuro, Nightmare, Requiem will be down for the moment and run away.
It's just not having a good time with these Yule's Requiem of Soul combos.
Just not enough damage. What do you lack here? Is it? He doesn't have max souls. He's sitting at 28 souls at the moment. Out of the 36 he can have.
They need these pickoffs too. I'm beginning to get real worried for Optic because I'm just not sure they're going to be able to close out this game, and this Terror Blade has gotten far too big, far too quickly.
Yeah. And then when's the pressure point come? Like, you say Optic Gaming are not too optimistic about pushing up, so if you don't get a pick off, there's going to come from a vision advantage game now. You do have that, spiders and webs everywhere. You should be able to get some good information across the map. Remember what Ice do with his Broodmother, always have the spiderlings just sitting around.
Yeah.
Didn't the vision though get restricted? Didn't it get nerfed a little bit more?
Yeah, it did.
Since the update.
See, now you have the Terror Blade because he's picked up the Manta, and he's just going to throw illusions all over the place. So he's dealing with this constant split push really well, which means eventually they're going to get some semblance of map control, which leaves more opportunities for Liquid to be able to push out themselves aggressively, go for some sort of smoke ganks, because when your lanes are always pushed in, it makes it very easy to be able to read when you're attempting something offensive or not. So this is really going to help out. Optic, I think, need to be able to find certain pickoffs and allow them to go high ground fast. Like, I'm talking the next 5 to 8 minutes.
Liquid looking for the fight, Mind Control. Oh, he's out of range of the swap. He's still only a level 1 swap. So, not a happy day for Mind Control. But happy day for GH. He just got the money for his Aghanim Scepter.
Dire's bottom tower
That
is under
is
attack.
another threat when it comes to pushing high
33,
ground.
Zai jumping in quickly. The Nightmare, however, protecting Mind Control for the moment. The Orchid, there was almost no damage done during this. He wants to try and swap, at least try and find some way to survive, but it will not happen. This is great for Optic now to make a small window of opportunity to get in. But the SF is already TPing home to the top lane. GH, you were mentioning it before, he's quick to push out that top lane. He was very quick to come back after he gave it enough of a nudge.
Yeah, and he can even like do these situations where he can start pulling Miracle around the map and giving him better positions to set up for his illusions to be able to push out other lanes or farm other neutral areas. Hell, right now, look where Miracle is. He's on the safest part of the map. It's in the deepest part of Optic's jungle.
Yep.
Because they're all trying to push forward and keep themselves right in front of the Dire base.
He doesn't even have a TP scroll. Like, he's walking around, he just finished Radiance off and is hiding. Oh, the Observer will see him. A Miracle, he wants to run, but the Nightmare is out. Support is coming in. They're trying to recall him? Yeah, they got damage on him. So recall won't happen. Miracle, he can at least make some illusions, but here goes the Yules, wind up and boom!
Okay, that's a big screen. Yeah, we got gotta do something with this.
That's the BKB as well up for CCNC now, thanks to that gold. So they're flying it out in the courier. This is a push high ground. It has to be, right?
I think you have to poke at high ground for sure. I don't know. It's like you don't quite have enough time because your lanes were a little bit pushed in and stuff. You have to deal with these side lane situations. In fact, if they could get another pick off, that'd be even better. And they're trying to catch GH right now.
Yeah. He's still finding line 4-star potential TP away. So Zai
is finding everyone, man.
Yep. Quick little mirror image. CCNC wants to go for more fun. There's that blinding light we're talking about, and GH 4-star down TP, and he's got enough for telekinesis, and they commit the Yule Scepter too. So GH will fall up on the top, brings our attention back towards the mid lane, where now 33 will feel like he's got a good opportunity to try and find someone, but all of Liquid are back in the base.
It's so hard though because you're pushing into a swap. You have Nether Toxins going to be laid down in front of the push, and then you have a Radiance carrier as well in Terrorblade who could just put forward some Radiance solutions. So again, you still can't go for the high ground just yet, but you are controlling the game. You are controlling the map. You forced Liquid back onto their side of the map instead of, you know, what Miracle was doing, which was playing in the Radiant jungle.
That is an upside. The downside is now you even play the vision game. So Keeper of the Light wants to come out and during this daytime. There's still another 3.5 minutes before we'll hit that nighttime phase. But by picking up the gem, which he just purchased, this is now going to remove all aggressive vision from optic, no matter where it's going to be. As long as they can just get it far enough.
Notice our pickup for Pycat, an attempt to stop the Sunder from Miracle. There's also well as Viper Strike. There's actually a good amount of single target, even the swap.
Pressure on bottom lane. CCNC went down there to defend, and there's the recall ability of GH to bring Miracle straight back into the fight.
So this is basically a single core Terrorblade. I'm wondering whether or not Optics line up with the SF Broodmother and then this Omni Knight, if they can actually just outscale a single core Terrorblade. I'm thinking that Liquid may be strongest when they have Scotty.
Is it actually going to be full single core? Because I'm looking at Matubman looking to pick up like a Nullifier. Like, this Viper can eventually move in.
Yeah, he'll be kind of like a supporting hero for sure. He will definitely be able to output some damage of his own, but it's going to be kind of paling in comparison to the total damage that Miracle is.
Looking for the pickup. TPT, Mana Leaked and Blinding Line, already down to very low mana. SF winds up for the Requiem, but Fiendstrip, Cobra holds him there, wielding in that 10-second BKB is not what they want to have happen. And now Liquid on the run. The Orchids onto the Keeper of the Light, removing that sustain that's coming from the Ultimate. And here goes another one. There's going to be huge from CCNC, hitting everyone from Liquid. And GH, nothing he can do to survive Liquid. They force the issue, and Optic force it straight back down their throats.
Great steal there from Zai. Managed to grab the Fiend's Grip, blinking forward, and then grabbing the Terrorblade like that, setting up for that Shadow Fiend ultimate. It's hilarious though, CCNC still kills himself because he kills the Vengeful Spirit and then his illusion comes back. So, you know, he's dealing with so many illusions, whether it's a Reflection or the Vengeful Spirit. They can finally push high ground though. Maybe they can force a buyback. Maybe Liquid just hold onto it and say, whatever, we're just going to lose a tier 3 and maybe a range rax here.
No,
they can't afford pickoff.
This can't happen. The blinding light, actually from Zai, pushing Kuro further away, and Zai says sorry, rightly so. Viper is back 5 Terrorblade in 7 seconds, and thanks to fortification that's still up, that tier 3 tower only took half damage. BS was looking for a swap back, but it's still only level 1 on the Nether swap.
Yeah, I guess without their SF there, pretty lacking in the physical damage, because 33 doesn't have like the Desolator build or something like that from Broodmother. Nor do I think he should have gotten that build. I think this focus on the Disable of the Orchid, BKB, and now an Assault Cuirass is the next item. I think those are all the right item choices.
So Team Liquid, they can't afford to have something like that happen again. This advantage is just really starting to streamline up towards Optic in both gold, as well as the experience graphs.
If they have any tomes, I think they should give it to Terrorblade. Him getting Scotty and getting level 20 for the minus 10-second reflection cooldown are so important for these fights.
Let's just have another little watch of this engagement again. So Matamaman, Nightmare on him, and then the jump forward. Zai, hold him in position and allow CCNC just to wind up and left.
Look at CCNC and look how high HP he was, but being the blast though, the reflection, everything else,
Yep.
That's why the reflection is so important in this game, because it destroys almost every single agility hero in the game, especially heroes with auras.
That's why you saw Miracle actually. He leveled that up before anything else. He went straight up for the reflection conjure image before he even maxed out his metamorphosis.
Radiant's bottom tower
Miracle.
is under attack.
He's been
Radiant
pulled back.
structures
My control
are
can sit down here.
fortified.
He'll be the next one to pull out once SF fails on the idea of pressuring even harder. Luminous spam. Oh, they can see so much. The sentry was down. Zai revealed. Kuro keeps the control in. Pycat wants to help out, but the damage from Atonement. Oh no, it's not enough. He's loaded all up into the air. He'll come back down again. So Kuro will be the one to fall, and Rubik will be the one to survive. Zai blinked away. The reflection doesn't get the kill. Luminous spam tries to help out a bit more, and then actually does clip down to the back to grab onto Zai. But the cost is high. You also lost the VS. But they did lose their tier 2 tower on bottom. That momentum was not stopped by the SF.
Yeah, I think these trade-offs are kind of okay for Liquid just because it's more time for Miracle, but Optic shouldn't be discouraged either. They're growing their gold lane more and more and more. CCNC's trying to pick up a Shiva's neck, but their damage is going to start really it's going to look so lackluster.
Yep.
Right, we're all about this one big combination from CCNC, but it means we're having less and less physical damage. I mean, later game, you're just gonna look worse and worse.
So you actually have the ability to secure the kill. Like now you have the Skadi on Terrorblade. He's up to almost 2,400 life, sitting at 33 armor, just passively running around, looking to a BKB next. How do you stop him from getting his Sunder off? How do you ensure that you actually get the kill on him? Where's the chain stuns? Where's the control?
Well, a couple things is the big focus on magic damage coming off the SF means the reflection is a lot less useful.
Oh,
Lotus Orb is your guard.
Wrong place to go. He's going to burn the BKB. That was 9-second charge, and they trigger the shrine as well. He will be able to survive this. Sorry, you were saying?
The Lotus Orb. That's going to be able to stop the Sunder, combined with just the general burst damage of the SF. You're looking just to be able to throw a bunch of magic damage at Miracle, which is why he's got to get BKB next item after his Scotty, which he's already picked up and it's queued up, actually.
Port's life just got harder. Spider's got plus 20 damage. I think they can actually, like, they can solo kill the Bane. Just the Spiders alone. Now?
Oh, I'm sure they can. Oh, they gave the tome to Curl. Smear, it's level 20.
Enough space running around inside the Radiant jungle. It's still crazy how much pressure is being applied to this bottom lane. Every time Optic, they want to push him through mid, the bottom is knocking. Even the top, like it's reached the tier 2 tower with double catapults.
Oh, they might have just found him though. They knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew DH was going to be pulling him in.
They're pushing him away, however. DH needs help. Another Illuminate is on the way. Pycast nearby. Miracle. There's that Sunder onto CCNC. No Lotus Orb down to protect him. So Miracle a little bit trouble with the Brute Mother. And we can come back to top lane where Miracle hits the deck. It's a double kill for 33. Miracle needs more space, but he just can't get it. 3 heroes down. Buybacks are available. This is not an expense that Liquid want to expend.
Yeah, certainly not. That was really smart from Optic. They've seen the same pattern from Liquid over and over again. Look, the Terrorblade's going to push out this one lane. GH is going to push out the other. Then they're going to try and pull the Terrorblade over for maximum farm. We're not going to go down and deal with that bottom lane the Terrorblade's already put. We're going to go top. We're going to go for wherever the Keeper of the Light is.
Well, they're coming into the top. Keeps the Light and keep that creep wave out of the mid. If he's able to do so, which he is able to do so, that backdoor regeneration, the tower protection is, the tower armor is at least up. That's it, PPG. Unpeak the tier 4 towers, fortification has to kick in. They want more damage. Viper, back to the world of the living. Blinding light from GH makes it difficult to attack for CCNC. And not to mention the Illuminate spam that continues to come out. They stole blinding light, but with that mana leak, Rubik breaks free. Both Lotus Orb and Yultep being committed.
It's blinding light. It's just making it so they can't actually finish up the towers. I can't believe they haven't taken a tier 3 yet.
I can't believe they haven't even forced a buyback out from Liquid. Like, there's not enough pressure.
But they just, like, they don't have a ton of physical damage on the SF, and Broodmother's just not getting any damage either because the blinding light keeps on happening.
They smoke, they're looking for a kill.
Just aren't doing it.
They brought everybody in, they need a good swap. Roshan is being done at the moment, down to 6k HP. Here comes PPD running into the mid lane. Swapping must stun him up, kill him up. Well, goodbye PPD for a minute. Roshan, 1100, now 300.
Oh, no.
No, push them all out. They're blinking back in again. Roshan killed by the time. The CCNC snatches the Aegis the Immortal. They're picking up a Atonement. Need to keep the fight going with the Requiem Assault will help, but the BKBs are wearing out. With the one charges, he's surviving. 33, he's trying to come up to finish the job. He runs up the hill. The damage is following him, and he'll go down. GH gets the kill. Zai's trapped in the pit, and Optic Gaming are falling apart at the seams. The SF can come back to the world living, but he's got no friends. CCNC defensive Your Scepter. We've got Dead Sunny Jim. Triple kill for Miracle, and it's a disaster in the Roshan pit.
Oh, Toby.
Shit just got real.
Oh, no. Okay, so the reason I kept saying, I want to keep on pointing out the fact that, like, Liquid is getting stronger and stronger. Like, the Broodmother and this whole entire thing, it's a disaster for the laning phase. It's looking back in the mid game. This gold lead is growing and growing, but Liquid is going to get strong enough to be able to beat Optic at one point in time. They only need to be able to win 1 or 2 fights. I felt like I was just going a little bit crazy there trying to back that up.
No, he can't buy right now. CCNC, the BKB will pop. He does have cheese available. Enchantress caught in the back, but now we just start making copies of copies of copies. It's the Clone Wars in the mid lane as Optic limp themselves away to safety. 33, he's going to burn his own BKB, looking for the kill on Kuro, but once again, Kuro survives. They have the medic on the back lines, GH, the blinding expert, and the all-time medic. The keeper of all lights, GH. They want to keep the push going. The tier 3 tower is full. How long do you keep this up, Liquid? They're playing on the edges. They've got their own BKBs. Miracle doesn't, but Matubman does. That's why he's the front liner at the moment.
They've got sustained from Coddle. They should just keep poking at Optic until they make a mistake, because after all, there's nothing Optic can really do. They have to either fully commit, and they're going to be committing into a Keeper Light with Aghanims during daytime.
1 minute until nighttime. That's it. Just wait out the clock.
Come on, sprites.
That's a horrible situation to think you're in. Forced up, but Matubman brought in range of the range racks. Tried to pull in deep into the tier 4 towers, but the Illumine spam's there. Mind control swapped out, sacrificing himself. The blinding light pulling him in deeper. CCNC, he just wants a Requiem. It's only got 28 souls up his sleeve, and the blinding light again, and the Illumine spam. It's unbelievable. PPD's gone. CCNC, a very ineffective ultimate. He is not the right type of Pokemon for this battle, and you're going to have Liquid move down both south and north. They're splitting Optic up. Okay, now they're all going to go down south. They're going to go for the second lane of racks.
8 more seconds, Toby. Nighttime's coming, but with this Metamorphosis push, I'm not sure if they can stop this. It might just be 2 lanes of racks.
6.
I mean, they don't have the SF ultimate either. That's so much of their damage.
3. GH is going to tell them 2. 1. They're taking the melee ranks. It's nighttime. Team Liquid. Let's run away. Or maybe not. Your Scepter up. He slashes CCNC. Both. The magic missile and any kind of follow-up damage with that blink, and here comes 33. It's now time for Optic. They have to get something back. The Illumine spam is still very problematic. Kuro is dying to the plus 20 attack Spiderlings. He'll nightmare himself trying to buy some time, test those micro skills, but finally Kuro will take a fall. Didn't die throughout the entire engagements, but now he'll die to a bunch of spiders on the retreat, but he's the only casualty of Liquid.
So Liquid can just play defense for the next like 3 minutes or so. There's no need to really force anything at all. They just got a ton of gold, so spend it, get your latest items, make sure you got
buying
buyback.
a straight Lincoln Sphere.
Sure.
No, wait, no, it's Octarine. He had Lincoln's queued up, and now he's got Octarine on a Keeper Light.
So he goes ahead, chakras himself, which removes 6 seconds, and then he's gonna have...
Wait, that's blinding light every 3 seconds.
No, there's pretty much no downtime to this. Yeah, he just chakras himself and he could just like cast it all the time.
How are they meant to attack? The BKB for CCNC is down to 5 seconds.
Oh, this is amazing.
The Broodmothers is down to 5 seconds. The S is just... What do you do?
Alright, well, Optic...
Yeah?
They gotta get a little bit control of the map first. They gotta make something happen in the next 2 minutes or so. Unfortunately, they have Miracle, who is always gonna be pushing out these lanes with his illusions. So if they could possibly push out like say this top lane situation, if they could maybe do some sort of like smoke wrap in play to be able to catch the Terrorblade.
Look, we're actually just gonna go in for this because I'm noticing that GH is the one who cannot TP back. He doesn't have a TP scroll available. Kuro and Matumberman, they both can.
I think they want to make sure, no matter what, that if a fight does break out, it's on optic side of the map rather than them defending their own base.
Okay.
So if they kind of sit in front of optic space like that, it forces that top lane push to naturally come back.
Looks like we're gonna smoke out from optic in the bottom lane. Unfortunately for them, they were right on top of a dire observer ward, so this smoke gank is very well known by Team Liquid.
Yeah, combine the fact that the mid lane is still pushing into the base.
Double damage rune, just play. Sure, why not? Pick up a bounty rune on your way through. It's not like your supports have been struggling at all. Like mind control, Mr. 3 position with Spirit Vessel, Kaya, Ether Lens, the true 4 in this game.
Okay, how do they get this initiation? Like, what's the jump that they
Well,
really
they're
need?
wrapping around the back, but there's a dire observer ward from Jade down that's watching CCNC and PPD moving around, so they know they're turning around for the engagement. This is a DD Terrorblade. You don't want to go into this, and you're right. Zyre tries to slide himself away. CCNC gets the ulti off. At least he'll kill off the Vengeful Spirit, but at what cost? You're going to have Miracle just go ham. Matumberman's low on life. He needs a little bit more distance. Kuro, the Fiend Script's there. The Broodmother has to die. They start making copies, and maybe PPD with that rage. Is he even hitting anything? He's just blind. He threw out all the The Stevie Wonder is playing Enchantress at the moment. Pycat runs into the trees. Repel will at least protect him, but he has no TP back, and he has no teammates. I think this is actually the game. They can't defend this.
They can't. They have buyback.
GG! Team Liquid have done it. Optic Gaming. They managed to advance themselves over complexity 2-1, but Team Liquid have got a date in that lower bracket. OG, after OG also got a 2-1 victory against Fineski, but terrific performance by Liquid.